everyone, welcome to another episode of NinaRibena's Art Journal Prompts and More. We're into May and of course a new prompt for the month. I'm really excited about the prompt this month. I think we're going to have some fun. This month's prompt is Trade It, and it was prompted by a video that I saw from Joanne of Crafty Hodges. She's created a new thing which I'm hoping that you'll all enjoy. She's created a thing called Artist Trading Coins, which are 2.5-inch circles, similar to, Twinchies or Inchies or artist trading cards, but in circular form. And the idea is that you trade them with your friends. I get asked the question all the time in this group by people sort of wanting to trade their ATCs, artist trading cards. And so I thought, well, come on, let's go for it this month. So if you are interested in trading any of the projects that we're going to be creating this month, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail, I'm going to put a post in the announcements section, which is sort of the old pinned post. Facebook has changed things again. And if you want to take part in trading this month, I'm going to ask you to put your name down, state where you're from and whether you're interested in international or, your home country only. And I'm going to do my best to accommodate people. And, throughout the month, I'm going to assign pairs, but we're going to do a different trading theme for the next 4 weeks. So today, as I say, we're going to be doing artist trading coins, and I'll leave the link to Joanne's video, Crafty Hodges, in the description box below for anybody who hasn't seen it, because she sort of explains in much more detail than I'm probably going to now. But so many ideas, just so much fun and really, really easy. So we'll do artist trading coins today. Then perhaps we can trade postcards next week, so that we're still creating our calendar page for those of you that are taking part. We can do artist trading cards, and maybe we can do Inchies. I'll have a think about that as the month goes along. If you've got any ideas as well, then, please feel free to let me know in the comments section below. This has got to be something fun that we can all enjoy taking part in. But Joanne has just been making the most wonderful, simple art using magazine images. I've got one of the Crafters sampler magazines. You all know that I've got Daphne's Diary and Flow and all kinds of other things as well. You can use your stamps for this. You can print stuff off the internet. You can use stencils. Just so many options for this. Now, Joanne has been using 2.5-inch circles, and I don't have a 2.5-inch punch. My punch is 2 inches, but she said that that's okay. Just use whatever size you have. So if you want to do 2-inch circles, I've opted to cut 2.5-inch circles. But if you're happy with 2-inch, then fine, go ahead. It really doesn't matter. If you've got a 3-inch punch, then that's absolutely fine as well. Now, Almut Olsen, who you all know takes part in the group, sent me for the embellishment challenge some circles in my happy mail for the embellishment challenge, and so I'm going to try and use some of these, but I've used these as a template as well, just to draw around, and I've got a wad of circles that I'm going to use here as well. I'm going to try and do a few different ideas, just to try and sort of give you some ideas as to how to go about it. But I've been flicking through my Crafters sampler magazine, and I've highlighted a couple of pages. Hang on, here we go. So for instance, this one here, I just thought these images would be ideal. And if I can find them, I've got a whole wad of stuff on my desk. I didn't want to cut up this magazine because they're so expensive to get here in the UK, so I photocopied mine. Now, I've only got a laser printer, and of course we all know that laser rather than toner printers do smudge. So I've used my, let me just grab hold of it, my Tim Holtz Distress Glaze, just to go over the top of the images in the hope that that will allow me to glue things down when I come to use it shortly without everything smudging. I am told that Vaseline works in much the same way. I would imagine any clear wax would work as well, or even a clear gesso. So have a think about how you can do that. But I've pulled out these. I want to do something quite fun. This one here, I folded over all my pages so that I could find them easily. I thought these were quite fun to use. This one here, What else? This one, which I've shrunk down because that image is just too big for my circle. And what I've got, if I can find it, just bear with me. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. And again, this is Joanne's idea. She keeps one of her templates from when she's been cutting her circles, just so that she can see whether images are going to fit or not, which I just think is a brilliant idea. You've seen me do this before as well, so that you can see whether, you know, your images are going to work or whether they're too small, too big, etc, etc. So let me just have a clearer way of all the bits and pieces. I've got this page as well, which was in this magazine. So this is Crafters Sampler, going back to 2015, I do believe. Yes, it is June 2015, and it's got this page in it here, which I thought I might be able to use for something. But you know, dig out your napkins. That was the idea that I had for this. I thought that this napkin, which I think Kathy sent me, it might have been Jenny actually, I can't remember, but it was one that I've received in Happy Mail, and I just thought that the colours in this image go really well with this background, so I'm just going to try and use some bits and pieces and do a couple of different styles. First of all, I've got these 3 images here, which were ones that I found in Crafters Sampler magazine. So I photocopied these and I fussy cut them out. There we go, shrunk that one down, as I say. I've gone over these with the Distress Glaze, and I want to use this background here. This is one of the jelly prints that I created. Was it for the it was for the calendar page for last month's spring prompt. And so what I want to do is cover some of my circles, 3 of my circles, with bits and pieces of this jelly print. So let me just move those out of the way for a second. Let me just grab another piece of jelly paper as well, because I'm going to use a glue stick. Hang on, let me just reach into my craft box above. And what I am going to do is just apply some glue. This is just recycled cardstock here, and I should probably end up thickening this and putting 2 pieces together, but for the time being I'm just going to use 1. These are not perfect circles because they've been freehand cut. If I had a 2.5-inch punch, that would have made life so much easier, but you know, at the end of the day you just use what you have, don't you? And so I am going to have a look. I quite like that area there, so I am going to glue that one down like that. I'm going to turn it over and smush that down, and then I'm going to choose 3 other areas as well. Where do I like? Again, I like this area here, so I'm going to glue these down, and as soon as I've done that I shall be back. My circles out, and I think this is the way up that I want to use them, and I want to add some washi tape. Just to add a bit of interest, and again, because these are quirky, I'm going to use black and white washi tape. I've got my washi tape down, which has just added a bit of interest. Let me just move my camera down a bit. Hopefully that's a bit better. So I just want to very simply assemble these. So they're just going to go something like this. I think how do I want that to go? Something like that there, and then I can have bold. That would be my quote for that one. I think I wanted this one here like that, with "you have made a difference" on it, and then this one here. And the reason I've added the washi tape is that I just want them to look as if, you know, they're a set. And this one here I'm going to use strong. Now these are not the quotes that went with the images, but I just think they work really well. I've glued my images down again, just using a glue stick, and I want to add my quotes. Now I want to go around the edge of these. They're not exactly straight, and I'm really not worried about that at all, and I'm just using an alcohol ink marker just because it's easier than using an ink pad, and probably slightly less messy. Just to go around the edge of these like this. I'll do that on both of these. And then this one here, because it's already got that olivey green, I just want to go around the edge of that as well, just with an alcohol marker. So I've chosen a very, very similar colour just to make it stand out and be a bit bolder. I just want to go round the edge and create a border. So hang on, let's get rid of that. And I want quite a thick border. So I'm just going to use the chisel end of my pen like this, and I'm just going to keep moving my piece round. I just feel as though this one here just needs a little bit extra, and I think I'm going to glue that strip there down like that, and the way that I've done that is, you've seen me do it before, where I draw lines across a piece of paper or cardstock and then just cut a thin strip. I've done exactly the same thing. I've just drawn some lines on the back of the piece of paper that I cut this girl out here from, and I've just cut a thin strip. So I'm just going to add that to the side, and then I think what I want to do with this one here as well, just to make it a bit bolder, is just add a few polka dots. There we go. I really like that. Oh, that's what they look like. I just absolutely love those. How much fun is that? Now, these are quite flimsy, and I don't like things being that flimsy, so I'm going to glue these onto this piece of recycled cardstock, and then I think I'll put some book paper on the back as well, just to tidy up the backs. And then I'm just going to Mod Podge over the top. There they are, my first 3 artist trading coins. I just absolutely love these. You can probably tell I've inked around the edges with some brushed corduroy, and I've applied a couple of pieces of card to mine so that they're really nice and stable, and I've just applied some German book text to the back, so that's those. I just think those are so cute. I've inked around the edges as well, just to take away those white lines, so I'm just going to have a go at a couple more. I've got this piece of mixed media paper that was from that magazine, so it's Stampers Sampler, and I've glued my circles into 3 different areas on the back. So I've got a piece from this section here, one from here, and one over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut those out. So here's my 3 circles, all slightly different, and I've gone around the edges with an emery board. I did exactly the same with these ones here, and I've done it as I've added each of the layers as well, just to make sure that, you know, any little rough bits are trimmed off, and it helps with the adhesion as well. Now I want to use this napkin here as my focal image, and you can see that I've just cut a quarter of it away just to make things easier, and I'm just going to peel it apart. It's got 3 plies, 3 layers. There we go. So let me just stick those to one side, and I just want to glue these on. So let's have a look and see where I want them to go. I think I want that way round. So I think I'll have that, something like that. I can maybe have that one there. And so I'm just going to apply some glue stick to the top and just stick it down. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, I think I shall just file the top first, and it will probably distress it a bit, but that's just going to add to the texture, but it will make it easier to stick. I really like that. There we go. Rub off the extra bits, and then I'm going to apply some glue stick, concentrating on the edges but making sure that I've got it all over that piece of card. There we go. Stick that out of the way. Let's do one at a time. And then I am just going to, I'm standing up to do this, make sure that, where do I want that to go? There, like that. Press it down, there we are, and just smooth it firmly over the top. And then I'll grab another piece of jelly paper. This one here will do, just so that I can burnish it down properly with my fingers without tearing it. There we are. And then I'm just going to trim around the edges. Here's my 3 butterfly circles cut out, and I really like how those look already, and I just want to keep these really simple. I've just cut out some quotes: explore, discover and inspire. And let me show you where I've got these from. I've cut the one out from that was inspire on this page here. So there we go, inspire, and I think I reduced it slightly. Did I, or is it the same? No, it's exactly the same. I've cut that exact piece out there. And then let me just move that out of the way. I've got too many things on my desk. And then I had a look through the magazine to see if I could find any other words in the same kind of style, and I found these. I got explore and discover. So I blew up the page so that I could have discover just slightly larger, and I've just cut explore out as it is. So I've put these onto just a scrap piece of watercolour paper. So I shall cut these out in a second, but first of all what I'm going to do is just ink around the edges using brushed corduroy. There we go, just to grunge this up, and these are pretty much going to be as they are. I wanted to attach the quotes to watercolour paper because I want to pop those up as well, just so that they've got a bit of dimension. And so here we are, these ones are now finished, and I've just glued these on with some 3D foam stickers. So there you go, just so that they're dimensional. I just wanted to pop those little quotes up a bit, and I've just used some of these 3D foam double-sided stickers. That's what they look like, little foam squares. So I just love those. And then I've just added some vintage paper on the back, and again I've inked around the edges just using my distress ink in brushed corduroy, just to, you know, distress it a little bit. And then I used an alcohol ink marker as well in a similar colour, just to go around the edges. These have had 3 pieces of cardboard attached to these, so these must be about 3mm thick, and they're really nice and firm and stable. I just love those. Now let me just pop those aside because I've done 3 more as well, and these ones again were super simple. There are just so many options for these. I could go on and on and on. I just thoroughly enjoyed doing these, and I don't know, there's something about creating on a circular shape that's just really satisfying. What a brilliant idea, Joanne, thank you so much. So these 3 here were created using some rolled dahl paper that I've got from an ephemera pack that I picked up a few years ago in TK Maxx. It was on clearance and I've barely used it, but the paper is so pretty and I just thought perfect for these. So I glued the circles of the paper down, and then again I've just used a strip of that, if I can grab hold of it, just the lined paper that you saw me show you how I used it for these here. So I've just drawn vertical lines across a piece of paper and then cut thin strips out. So I've applied one of those to each of these 3 pieces, and then the birds I applied using some stamps that I'd got in my stash. So hang on a second, let me just grab the birds. Now the birds are from a couple of different sets. This one here was just a singular stamp that I picked up from Hobbycraft here in the UK. These are 99p, I think. They just have a whole wall full of really cheap stamps, and that was one of them. So that's that one there. And then these 2 here are from a stamp set that I had in a magazine before Christmas. So there's that bird there, and then this one here. So that's that one. So we've got rabbits, we've got owls, we've got all sorts. Some of these have got a wintry theme, but you know, not all of them. I mean, you know, the squirrel and the hedgehog would have been absolutely perfect, but these were the 2. I wanted a theme, a trio, you know, in the same way that I've done with these ones here. Then the words that I've used, the little tweet and chirp, were from the Dina Wakley scribbly birds. Now the scribbly birds were just too big for these, so they just wouldn't have worked, but the quotes were, you know, the words were just absolutely perfect. And then soulful was one from the Tim Holtz Chit Chat words, and then I've just used a black permanent marker. Here we go, just one of these alcohol markers, the thinner end, and I've just added some dashed lines around the outside, and that's that. And then I finished these off by using another piece of rolled dahl paper out of the same set, just to finish them off. And then I've used the alcohol marker again just to go around the edges, just to get rid of any of the white lines. These have had 3 sheets of cardstock added as well, so these again are just, you know, really sturdy, thick cardstock. I mean, those are not going anywhere, and I like to do that because, you know, if you're sending these out in a swap, just think that, you know, bear in mind what you would like to receive back in return. So it's worth, in my opinion, just spending a little bit of time and just making them look nice and, you know, polishing them off and making them look finished. Here are my finished trading coins, and of course I've got 3 sets here, for the reason being that I've got 1 set that I will trade, 1 set that I will give away in my monthly giveaway, and 1 set to keep for myself for reference. So I'm not expecting everybody to do, you know, the number that I've done here, unless you want to. You know, you might get completely carried away like I have here. These are just so much fun to do. Now, I finished mine off by giving them a coat of matte medium, because of course I've got collage elements here and I didn't want any pieces to fall off and you know, peel away. Then I've added some chalk wax as well. Mine is the Authentico chalk wax and mine is white, and I just love the texture of this. It gives sort of like a really nice white antique-y aged effect. So all of mine have had that, and I've also sprayed mine with spray fixative as well. So that's how I finished mine off. Now, if you want to take part in this swap, let's just talk about the way that I see it working. I think we will do a different project each week for the next month. So this week's obviously is artist trading coins. Next week we'll do postcards, and I don't want anybody jumping ahead here either. Please, 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 in the Facebook group, just stick to the week in hand. Don't get posting, you know, projects just because I'm sharing it now. I don't want people posting future projects. So artist trading coins this week. We'll do postcards next week. Then we'll probably do artist trading cards, and then finally maybe Inchies or Twinchies. I don't know, not, you know, completely set in concrete as yet. And I think we should trade 3 artist trading cards, 1 postcard, 1 artist trading card, and 3 Inchies or Twinchies. But as I say, I'll give more details in the Facebook group and in the description box below, and that could change throughout the month. I'm open to ideas and suggestions here. We've not done this kind of swap in the group before, so, you know, if anybody has any suggestions that they want to share, then, you know, I'm open to ideas. Please feel free to do so. But a couple of things. If you want to take part in this trading swap, I'll leave a notification in the Facebook group, which will be underneath the banner in the Facebook group. So put your name down there. If you really only want to do your home country, then, you know, please leave a note. Although, you know, I would say that, you know, these are so small, it's not going to cost a great deal to post out internationally, and I do want to keep this as simple and hassle-free as possible. And then I'll assign pairs with a view to everybody posting out the first week, the end of the first week in June. So we won't do a swap every week. We'll do one that will include bits and pieces of the projects that we've created throughout the month. I will also say now as well that I am a member of a group that does very regular swaps, and out of 5 that I've taken part in, I've been let down twice, and it's a horrible feeling. Quite a prestigious group that, you know, I busted gut to make sure that I'd put something together that was nice for the other person to receive, and it's just horrible when your swap isn't reciprocated. And if anybody puts their name down for a swap and doesn't reciprocate, I will remove you from the group, because I just won't tolerate it. It isn't fair, it's not kind, and it's just no way to go ahead. So if you feel that there is, you know, you can't commit to this, then please don't put your name down for it in the first place. I don't want to be unkind, I don't want to be mean. You know me by now, that's not what I'm about. But, you know, fairness is fairness. So, as I say, if you are interested in this, put your name down in the group. I think this will be fun for us all. Any suggestions, any ideas, then please let me know. If you've enjoyed this, as always, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and a huge thank you to Joanne at Crafty Hodges for giving me the idea for this. Again, I'll leave the link to Joanne's video in the description box below. Please go and check her video video out because, you know, she gives much more information about artist trading coins, and of course she's got her own ideas that she shares as well. So take care, everyone. For anybody who would like to join our Facebook group and take part in this, then, you know, please feel free to do so. I'll leave the link to our Facebook group, NinaRibena's Art Journal Prompts and More, in the description box below. And take care, everyone. I'll see you all again soon and have fun. Bye for now.